Hey Junior Power Kids, it's Miss Dana. Welcome to the clubhouse. I am so happy to have you join me today to hear this amazing story. The story you're going to hear today is one of the most important stories you will ever hear. And of course, it's from my very favorite book called the Bible. That's right, and whose book is the Bible? God's book. And how many books are in the Bible? Let me hear it really loud. 66. And it's broken into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. So the story today comes from the New Testament. So the story I'm going to tell you today is the first part of the Christmas story. So raise your hand if you love Christmas. I love Christmas. Christmas is so fun. Think of all the fun things that we do at Christmas time. We make cookies, we decorate our house, we decorate a Christmas tree, we buy gifts, we get gifts. All of those things are so fun. But today, we are going to talk about why we celebrate Christmas. And it is the sweetest gift of all. It is the gift of Jesus. So the story, the very true story of Christmas, starts with a girl named Mary. So one day when Mary was just chilling out at home, an angel appeared to her and told her some amazing news. The angel told her that she was going to have a very special baby named Jesus, and that the baby was going to be God's son. Mary was so surprised, but she loved and she trusted God. So Mary and Joseph lived in a town called Nazareth, but they had to take a long trip to a town called Bethlehem. So let's think for a second. Do you think they took an airplane there? No, they didn't have airplanes back then. What about a car? You think they drove in a car there? No, they didn't have cars back then either. We think they probably took a donkey. Can I hear your best donkey noise? Let me hear you. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Very good. So we think they probably walked a little bit and maybe rode a donkey a little bit. So this would be a really hard trip for Mary because she was very pregnant. She had a baby in her belly, and a long trip would be super hard. So Mary and Joseph started on their long journey to Bethlehem. They walked, they rode the donkey, and finally they arrived in Bethlehem. When they got there, the town was super crowded. They needed to find a place to stay. So they went to the first inn, which was like a hotel. And when they knocked, the man that worked there said there was no room. So they went on to try to find a place to stay. And they went to another inn, but there was no room there either. What were they going to do? Mary had a baby in her belly that was going to come very soon, and they had no place to stay the night. So they tried another inn, but there was no room there either. The man said that there was no room in the inn, but that he had a stable out back that was warm and dry where they could stay the night. So that night, Mary and Joseph spent the night in a stable, which is like a stinky barn. It even was filled with animals. There were animals all around. And that night, the most amazing thing happened. Jesus, God's son, was born. And Mary wrapped him in cloths and laid him in a manger, which was like a box that animals ate out of. So this was amazing, great news. God has sent his one and only son to be born. And he did that because he loved Mary and he loved Joseph and he loves you and he loves me. Jesus is the best gift ever. And that is what Christmas is about. That's why we celebrate Christmas, because it's when God sent his son Jesus for us. Have a great Christmas, guys. Love you. See you soon.